opening up with an opening statement after the first match of the season.
Yeah, it was a gutsy 3 points. I think we had some really good spells in what we were doing, and then second half I thought we dropped off a little bit, which is normal. Thought we had several quality chances, that felt like maybe we could have put the game away. But young players are going to learn, but look, that's a good team. They're deep. I know they were missing a lot of players, but we still have to go out there and get 3 points, and I felt that the group battled, and for a young group, a new group, to get 3 points, it's only a small step in the direction we want to go, but it's a really good foundation to set.
Victoria?
Definitely a new look lineup for you, excuse me, this year. Of all the new faces in the starting 11, it looked like Ryan Williams in particular just really played comfortably in the center back role. Can you talk about her game today?
Yeah, I mean, look, we all know the situation. We still have a hole there, right? I think she did a great job tonight, but we've really spent a lot of time with her, just video, and KK's been a wonderful leader for her to help her. I think how we play helps her as well. It's not so transitional. But her ability to pass the ball is so much cleaner and so much sharper because of the options we give her off the ball. But I also think it allows for her to have more time and to make decisions. Rather sometimes being stuck on the line, you're really limited on your options. And if there's no option centrally, now you're forcing it direct, and usually those balls get picked off. So when she has more time and comfort on the ball, we all see that Ryan makes some good decisions. Her recovery speed's great. She's been so welcome to the idea. She's nowhere near where we all want her to be, but that's to be expected. And at this level, to turn an outside back into a center back, that's hard. But she was tremendous tonight, and I give her a lot of respect for that.
Alicia?
What do you make of the goal? Obviously the difference in the game, but it was quite the goal as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny. Before the game, I told Mila, because she's a confidence person. I mean, most people are, but I told him, you get the ball wide, I want you to have one thought, and I want you to dictate where they defend, and I want you to run at them and get them on their heels, and if the space inside opens up, you're going to have acres of space. And she did it. Look, the kid's quality. She's still trying to get fit to our level, and when I took her off, she's like, I'm dead. But yeah, a tremendous goal. It's a great way to settle into the league. So yeah, we're excited for her. It's been a rough start for her, but she's a perfectionist, and we keep telling her, make mistakes. You're not going to be perfect. Make mistakes, and that will get you to where you want to be.
Pat?
Coach, you were talking this week about how just tough last year was, given just all the circumstances coming into one. So was this the fresh start you were hoping for?
Yeah, and to be honest, even if we didn't get 3 points, I felt we played well in moments. We're not going to be as consistent as we want, but we had a really personal talk in pregame, and just shared a picture with them of something from that of a young girl who was she was in a track meet, and her shoes were all basically Band-Aids and bandages, and she drew on there a Nike swoosh, and people doubted her that she had no chance to win. And she ended up winning 3 gold medals. And I told the players, I'm okay if people want to doubt us. But the people we have in these walls are the most important people. And as long as we believe and we know what our goal is and what our objectives are, and we want to get better every single day, it doesn't matter what happens inside the lines, because we know we're going to compete and try and perform. And because we're such a new team, I think we have some grace period. But man, the growth of this group since day one has been unbelievable, and I couldn't be any more proud of them.
Who was the Olympian? It sounds like it was an Olympian?
No, I don't even. She was a young 12-year-old girl. I don't even know who she was. I just saw a picture, and then I read the story. But it was literally all her toes were bandaged up, and then there's like ace wraps and stuff, and she drew a Nike swoosh on her. And she ended up winning the meet she was in. And I found that to be unbelievable, number one. But number two, people doubted her that she had no chance, and she ended up winning. And people are going to doubt us because of how new we are and how many changes and people we've lost. And sometimes teams go through this, and this is something that's okay for us. But everyone, fans, supporters, everybody in this area should be proud of this group and how professional they are and how much they want to represent this club the right way.
One second, we got Gibby.
Shawnee, after the game, you talked to Michelle Cooper real quick. Jordan Kramer's going the story with her. Can you kind of share what you might have said to her?
Yeah, I had Michelle at U18 national camp. I think the world of her. And I just told her, I'm proud of her and wish her all the best and want her to have a successful season and, to keep doing what she's doing and, just enjoy the process. But yeah, she's a first-class player, first-class person, and, I'm happy to see her in the league. I'm happy to see her leave right now, but I'm happy to see her in the league.
Frank.
Talk about the Courage fans. They came out here today. They were loud. They were passionate. They were into the game, arguing with referees when they got phone calls. But talk about the passionate fan base, the Courage fans you have here.
Yeah, look, there's no doubt how much these players want to play for them. And I think when we have a good crowd, they get a second lift like any home team would. And I said this the other day in my press conference that I want our fans to not be fans of individual players, but supporters of the club. We have to do our part as well. But when you support the players, they know that no matter what, as long as they step on the field every single day and compete and represent the area the right way, that they're going to have support. But there's nothing that makes these players happy than walking out of that tunnel and seeing the fans and the young kids, and they want to represent this area, and tonight they did.
Ebony.
Yeah, Emily Fox has a lot of good skills in that background. What made you put her outside on the right?
Yeah, I think the way we position Kiki. I've known Fox since she was 14, 15, and when she gets a full head of steam, that's when she's at her best. So we felt putting her in deeper areas to attack the space was going to be more of an advantage for her. As quality as she is on the ball, I tell her I am 44 and make sure my heart stays in rhythm. But yeah, she's she'll be put in different spots too, based on what we see in videos and stuff. But tonight I thought she was good. Some of the areas she has to still improve in her passing in smaller areas, but her recoveries are so good. And we're thrilled to have her, but she's only going to get better from this point on. I think she was a little nervous playing here, but that's okay. We like nervous. That means you care.
Jaden, I saw you guys.
Yeah, hello, Sean. Congrats on the 3 points.
Hey, thank you.
I thought the front three was able to link really well together, and Tyler, Lucy, and Kara the way last good moments of link up play together. What did you think of Tyler, Lucy?
Well, Tyler adds a different dimension. She adds a little bit of bite, maybe we haven't had in years past. We've had a lot of skill players, Look, losing Deb is, there's nothing to say. Losing Lynn over the years, Jess over the years. She's a different style player, type of player, excuse me. But, I think what we're trying to do is we're trying to take pressure off of Kara. And when we started putting players in certain spots, we started to unbalance them a little bit. But the final ball just wasn't there. It was too heavy. But the ideas were right. Tyler's only going to get better. She enjoys being here, and she's been a great person. She's a competitor, which is what we need, sometimes. And sometimes she pushes players a little bit, and that's great. But she's been all ears and positive, and again, we're ecstatic to have her here, and she brings a different energy to us. And look, the thing about our roster is that in years past we had like the roster, and then we had subs and game changers. We're a little bit more connected. There's not this big gap. So the ability to rotate players and rest players might be a little bit. I thought Mary Speck was tremendous tonight. Her fitness levels were tremendous. I thought Sully speaks for herself, and she's playing a little bit with a nick. KK, fantastic. Casey managed the game well. Kiki, I thought, was brilliant. I don't know if a player put their foot wrong tonight, but still room to grow for sure.
Steph via Zoom, go ahead.
Oh, thanks. Hey, Coach. You've talked a little bit about Tyler and Caro already, but in that first half in particular, they were really prying open KC, really taking advantage of the space that KC was giving you. Obviously, as you mentioned, drops off in the second half, but I'm just wondering how you felt about, it's the very first game, and already they look like they've been, chomping at the bit to go. So just wanted your reactions to that.
Yeah, I think it's a good point, Steph. I think, we've focused a lot on our attacking stuff in all of preseason, I'll be honest with you. And the reason why is because I feel with so many new players, we have to get our attacking structure right in order for our defending structure to be the way we want it, and the defending structure will get better. But, we really focused on build-up, we focused on possession, we focused on the value of the ball, we focused on being calm and patient. But also our positioning in our areas and spaces that we want to occupy, and force opposition to make decisions. And if they make decisions, what spaces and gaps do they open up? And then who gets into those spaces? So I thought we did a decent job of that. Second half, it was just, we could never really get a hold of the game. I think they overloaded the middle a little bit, and we had a hard time building out, and then the game just sort of went all over the place, but in both sides. But, you know, look, we should have put the game away with Liv. We should have put the game away with Rika. We should have put the game in different areas. But, yeah, the attacking phase, there was definitely pieces, Steph, that we've worked on, that we saw, that's really good for us to see, for sure.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Any other questions for Sean?
Just what do you think of opening day? What do you like about opening day?
I'll be honest with you, I didn't sleep. I had a hard time sleeping. I think I put a lot of pressure on myself because I love the club, and I want to make this club great. And even through all the stuff that we've gone through, that's always been my goal. And look, there's been areas we've been really good at, and there's been areas that we've had to improve. But I always want to make sure that when our team shows up, that they compete the right way and they represent the area. You know, I'm from New York, but this is my hometown now, and I've always said representing and coaching your hometown club is hard to do. But you know, especially with a new team and so many question marks and people questioning so many things, you know, I was nervous, to be honest, because I don't want to fail. I don't want the team to fail. But that's just my natural being. But I have a great staff. I have a great support system. I have wonderful players, and it's been an absolute joy thus far, and I don't see that changing moving forward. I got to catch up on some sleep tonight, though.
We'll let you do that, Coach. Thank you very much for your time.
All right, cheers.